Nicole Kidman's $60 million sleeper hit with Tom Cruise is a must-watch for F1 fans. It's been a busy year for Nicole Kidman, thus far after starring in Holland and Nine Perfect Strangers, and now another project from the Oscar-winning star has become a streaming hit over 30 years later. Kidman stars alongside Tom Cruise and Robert Duvall in Days of Thunder, the 1990 racing drama following an up-and-coming stock car driver who gets his chance to compete at the top level. 35 years after the film premiered in theaters, Days of Thunder has returned to the VOD top 10 in several countries, which can partially be credited to the recent release of F1. Days of Thunder is tragically not streaming anywhere in the United States at the time of writing, but with the film surging on global VOD charts, it likely won't be long before it makes its long-awaited return to one of the big streaming services. The film even introduced Kidman and Cruise, and they went on to get married at the end of 1990 before splitting up 11 years later in 2001. Kidman married Keith Urban in 2006, and news broke just this evening that the two have called it quits just short of 20 years. Days of Thunder wasn't particularly well liked by critics or audiences, and the film earned scores of 37% from the former and 60% from the latter on Rotten Tomatoes. It has accrued a much larger audience in the 35 years since its release than it had when it first hit theaters. Days of Thunder also found success at the box office, grossing over $150 million against a $60 million budget. Tony Scott directed Days of Thunder with a script from Robert Towne. Tom Cruise also earned a writing credit for his work on the story. Days of Thunder may be connected to F1. It's no secret that Tom Cruise wanted to star in F1 with his Top Gun Maverick director, Joseph Kosinski, but the role ultimately went to Brad Pitt. However, in the weeks after F1 released, Kosinski pitched an unconventional sequel to F1 that could see Pitt's Sunny Hayes and Cruise's Cole Trickle square off on the track. Kosinski mentioned that he has an idea for an F1 sequel that also acted as a tie-in legacy sequel to Days of Thunder, which would see Cruise and Pitt reunite after more than 30 years. They first worked together in 1994 on Interview with the Vampire.